Welcome, 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 everyone. Infinite love and gratitude to you today on this amazing day where life is occurring, life is happening right now. And I'm wishing you well today as we continue navigating our inner pathway. Peace of mind opens us up to purpose and true prosperity. And if you're coming along for the 21 days of Reiki, thank you so much. And you will be receiving this transmission for the 21 days of Reiki. All right, so today I'm talking about a couple of different things and a couple of different themes. As always, my desire is to be a bit more focused on one aspect of these teachings. But why do we use the energy? Why do I use this energy? Why do I do this every day? How long have I been doing this? These are some of the questions that I receive from people. Why do you do what you do? Why do you read ingredients? Why do you care what's in your food, your water? Why do you care about the vibe, the feeling of places or people or situations? And each and every day, I do use energy for my behalf. That's what I do. I share with others on how to begin to, it all starts here. It all starts here. Actually, it all starts out here. But we have to get our thoughts right in order to get our life right. And it doesn't mean that we're not going to be challenged, that we're going to have, this is a very feeling experience this lifetime, and we will feel the entire realm of emotions, and we want to embrace each of those emotions and just not get stuck. This too shall pass. So why do I do this? Why? Well, because for me, it's just been an evolution of how I was as a young person, a young child. I knew that I had intuitive gifts that others didn't really understand. I certainly am just now learning to understand that. And on my journey, I found many detours, many detours, decades of detours, and that's okay. That becomes part of this landscape. And moving forward, each and every day, asking for right guidance, asking for wisdom, not letting me be in charge of anything, right? Okay, so just so you know, that's where we are. And so for as long as I can remember, I felt this great connection to Source, to all beings, to the Christ consciousness, to God, ever since I was a small child. And it came naturally to me, and I was certainly raised in a very religious home, and so that was part of the inner landscape of our home. My mother was very spiritual, even though she didn't really know it. She followed the dogma of Christianity, and that's awesome. It gave me a wonderful foundation. And she actually told me when I was probably rebelling at a certain age that, as long as you live in my home, you will go to church every week with a smile on your face, and someday you must seek and find for yourself. Seek and find and seek. And that's been my pathway. And I was drawn to where I live now. I've shared that story many times. And as a child, the only thing that I could really draw or ever drew were mountains. That and a little square house that I still use today. And I had never seen the mountains. I'd never experienced the Rocky Mountains specifically. And when I found this place some 30 years ago, I knew that it was home. It was home. It is home. It continues to be. Wherever I may roam, there's no place like home, right? And so as I have blossomed, as I continue to blossom, I encourage you to continue to blossom, to explore, to be your best researcher for you and yours. And then we must share this information. Now, as those of you who have coached with me, it can be a bit tough sometimes. And I like to say I'm a gentle guide, right? Not really always the most gentlest, but if we're to learn, if we're to grow, if we're to expand, and I believe that we are only here to expand, right? Effortless expansion to our next incarnation or not. We just want to realize here and now that there's an awful lot that I don't know about. There's an awful lot going on that I'm totally unaware of. There's an awful lot happening that I don't need to be involved with. And those are the kind of the first 3 little thoughts about withdrawing from out there and all the distractions and all the whatever it is out there that keeps us from realizing our innate gifts, our innate energy, our power, our connection. And as we continue just saying, wow, I don't know anything about that, we educate ourselves. We learn. This is not, actually, I don't like the word educate, because education in this culture tends to be more indoctrination. So, and there is initiation in spiritual work, and that's what I am. I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm a preacher. I'm a ordained minister. I'm a master teacher. Those are just labels. When we strip all that away, I am. That is it. That is it. That puts us in this position of neutrality from which we begin to see clearly, or a bit more clearly, what is for our highest good, what is for our highest God essence. So why I do what I do is because it gives me the experience of this duality that is this lifetime. It lightens the physicality, the physical load, because our bodies are very dense packages of energy, but mostly just light. And so we practice the energy work through meditation and prayer and communion first. If you do not meditate, this is not for you. And that's okay. God bless. God bless. Move along. But we must have a foundation. We must make this connection. And as I talk about the 21 days of meditation from a couple of years back, if you were on that, you know, as women, naturally, we are yin. We embody this. And we express our meditation is just our life. It's just our life. We're meditating and praying for those who we love as we're doing all of the wonderful things that we do to first nourish and nurture this beautiful package, and then all the other beautiful packages in our life. And we see this and that, the physical or the non-physical and the physical are mirrored. But we do it very naturally. We've just forgotten. That's all. We've been sold a bill of goods. We've been duped. We've been, you know. We go more deeply into that. So why I do what I do is to alleviate the worry about all of that and elevate my experience here so that I am at peace, ideally, wherever I am and whatever I'm doing. And if I'm in a hellish moment, I sidestep that and say, I need guidance right now. I need clarity right now. I need protection. I need help. Just say help, help. And unseen forces will come to our aid. And then we begin to realize that those unseen forces, be it the energetic field, be it the Christ consciousness, be it God, be it the one, be it unity, be it however you call it, we recognize that there's two-way communication occurring. I am not just a transmitter of energy, because so many of us are out there like vomiting negativity everywhere, but I'm also then the receiver of that energy. So I want to make sure that I'm out there expounding peace and love and light most of the time, as much as possible, as much as humanly possible, because we will have those jags in our field, those little not enough sleep, too much sugar, on vacation, whatever it is that makes our biology not on all levels. And then our biography, our story becomes skewed for that moment in time. We quickly write that. Remember, that's what the halt is all about. You got all that on your daily grid. And if you didn't, then you better make sure you get your daily grid so you learn how to manage through thoughts, through beliefs. Wow, I'm in a void right here, and I have the creative power to shift this. That's the energetic conversation. In human terms, what the hell am I to do now? Because I want to feel good doing it. So that is why I do what I do. I want my experience, this brief parenthesis in all of eternity, to be as delightful as possible. I no longer need to crawl on my belly like a reptile. Right? I can now come up that scale of consciousness, but just by lifting my head, just by shifting exactly where I am in time and space begins that shift. It's the tiniest, sliverest of shift in perception that puts us on a different trajectory altogether. So if we're shifting our perception in a negative way, in a bitchy, complaining, whatever sort of way, not that we all don't feel bitchy and complainy sometimes, instead of on a what else is possible, the potential for peace is here, no matter what I'm perceiving, I can receive grace and guidance and gratitude right now. Did I say right now? Just right now. And if we are engaged in that belief system, because this is all a system, right? So beliefs are their own system, right? The body system, the mind system. If I am so desperately clinging to this belief because it was taught to me by parents or sibs or government or school or whatever it is that we were indoctrinated in, we have to question. We question for ourselves and stop shaming and blaming all of them out there for our piss poor experience. Come to this moment in time and receive a new perspective, a new presence. Be here now, the gift of presence. Wow, what a fabulous gift. That is using energy for our behalf. So we can say something like, I am here now and I have the potential to create a miracle for myself and others. I am here now and I have the power and the potential to create something really amazing and fun and beautiful. Or I can stand here and wallow and continue to spiral. It's all we're doing. We're just spiraling up and we're spiraling down. Some of us just get stuck in this negative spiral to where we're not able to feel that. And this work is not for you. But I'm sure glad that you came along this far. And for those of you who are still here, You know what we say now. You know what we do now. Now that we are willing and ready to think about beneficial ways to use the energy, to ask and receive, to align and allow, to alight with something amazing. Will you receive this Reiki transmission now? Just for today. Do not anger. Just for today. Do not worry and be grateful. Just for today. Work diligently. Just for today. Be kind. Namaste. And just have that willingness for the potential for peace of mind so that we can get to peace on earth. That's all. Be well. Thank you.